From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 23rd, 2019. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met yesterday with chairman of the Yisrael Beitenu party, Avigdor Lieberman, for further coalition talks, and there were initial reports that progress was made in those negotiations. But later, reports pointed to the prime minister calling on his party faction heads for an urgent meeting over reportedly stalled negotiations. The deadline for Netanyahu to form a coalition is this coming Tuesday. And the prime minister, meanwhile, is facing criticism over reports that one agreement of his coalition would be to curb the powers of the Supreme Court, allowing members of Knesset to override court decisions, something which could potentially allow Netanyahu to ask the members of the Knesset to vote in favor of giving him immunity from prosecution in the upcoming corruption cases against him. The IDF said it was reducing the Gaza fishing zone once again after expanding it earlier this week. This in response to almost a dozen incendiary balloons that were sent over the Gaza border fence yesterday, which sparked about 11 blazes in southern Israel, a violation of a reported ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. And Israeli firefighters are battling massive brush fires in several parts of the country today, thought to be a result of an extreme heat wave. The highest temperature was reported today in the area of the Dead Sea of 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Some of the fires are also thought to have ignited from smoldering remnants of bonfires left over last night from the Jewish holiday of Lag BaOmer, even though restrictions for the fires were in place. Many homes have been evacuated and roads and highways closed because of the blazes. And the Times of Israel cited Prime Minister Netanyahu, saying that Israel would be seeking immediate assistance from abroad for aerial help in fighting the fires, likely referring to Greece and Cyprus and Croatia. The Palestinian Authority has now formally rejected an invitation to the conference being held next month in Bahrain, which is being co-hosted by the United States. The Peace to Prosperity workshop will focus on the economic aspect of the U.S. peace plan. Palestinian negotiator Saeb Erekat released an official statement yesterday saying that the Palestinians would not attend. He wrote, "This is a collective Palestinian position from President Mahmoud Abbas and the PLO Executive Committee to all Palestinian political movements and factions, national figures, private sector, and civil society." The Palestinians reject the Bahrain conference because it does not include a political solution, only economic aspects of the peace plan at the moment. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, meanwhile, spoke of the U.S. peace plan last night at an event hosted by the Israeli Embassy in Washington, celebrating Israel's 71st anniversary. Pompeo said the White House has a vision for peace between Israel and the Palestinians, which we will unveil this summer. He said it offers an opportunity, although no guarantee, that we hope we can have a brighter future for the Palestinian people. A 20-year-old man from New Jersey was arrested for terrorist threats, including against Jews. Federal authorities said Jonathan Shee threatened to, quote, shoot everybody at an unspecified pro-Israel march and sent money to terror group Hamas. He also threatened to attack Trump Tower. Shee faces multiple charges. Well, a commencement speech given at New York University's Graduate School of Arts and Sciences this week praised the BDS, Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions campaign, which seeks to delegitimize the State of Israel. Doctoral graduate Stephen William Thrasher addressed the graduation ceremony on Monday, endorsing the anti-Israel movement and calling Israel an apartheid state.
And I am so proud of NYU's chapters of Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voices for Peace, and of GSOC, and of the NYU student government, and of my colleagues in the Department of Social and Cultural Analysis for supporting the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement against the apartheid state government in Israel. Because this is what we are called to do. This is our NYU legacy, that we are connected in radical love And we have a duty and a privilege in this position to protect not the most popular amongst us, but the most vulnerable amongst us on every campus where we serve, in every community where we live, in every place that we work. This is our duty.
Israel education organization Stand With Us shared the disturbing video on social media, condemning the display of bigotry and hate against Israel. Well, just under a month after the Poway Synagogue was struck by tragedy, there was celebration and hope there yesterday. A gunman walked into the synagogue on April the 27th and shot several members of the congregation, killing 60-year-old Lori Gilbert Kay and injuring 3 others. Well, yesterday, the congregation proudly marched with a new Torah dedicated to Kay's memory, carried by her husband, Howard Kay, through the street in a ceremony led by Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein, who lost a finger in the shooting attack and whom Kay saved when she leapt in front of the rabbi during the shooting. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, May the 23rd. At 7 o'clock, it's a discussion on sex education in schools. At 7:30, we hear from Mark Goldman, the founder of the Jewish online dating service Saw You at Sinai. At 8, author Lucinda Franks talks about her book Timeless, Love, Morgenthau, and Me. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Dr. Aaron Ben-Zeev to talk about the psychology of love on L'chaim. At 10, a look at arranged marriages. And coming up right after this newscast, it's the Jewish World. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 23rd, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.